But that one was the one, but it was for the wrong, it had the wrong result. It made him a very, very dangerous man. And, you could see how intense he was on wanting to go out there. And even when he was throwing it early in the fight, when he was throwing counter punches, I've never seen him throw with that kind of, like Mike Tyson used to say, bad intent.
Any kind of success or any kind of result, especially after that performance. Usyk's getting better and better. He just improves every time he fights, and now he's bigger and thicker set, 20 pound heavier tonight than what he was when he beat him.
In recent training footage, Usyk looks absolutely incredibly unlike any other fighter. His training methods are unique and unconventional, sharpening his vision to an extraordinary level. It's as if he can see every punch coming before it. Even lands, his movements are controlled, focused, and almost unreal. This rare approach to training makes him so hard to hit. And it's exactly why no one in the ring finds him easy to break. Many doubted his durability and questioned whether he could maintain dominance against younger, stronger heavyweights. Oleksandr Usyk entered the rematch with Daniel Dubois under heavy scrutiny. But instead of showing hesitation, Usyk delivered a masterclass that silenced critics. His timing, footwork, and composure were unmatched. Commentator Russ Somber noted that Usyk entered the bout with something to prove. He did exactly that. He controlled the pace, dismantled Dubois with precision, and reminded the world that his skills remain elite. This performance wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Usyk is still at the top of the heavyweight division.
I was surprised. Yeah. I was surprised because I had never seen him so intent on wanting to knock somebody out. It's the quickest knockout he scored, I think, in his professional career.
Yes,
I'd
even
have to
at
look at it.
cruiserweight.
Yeah, I'd have to look to be sure, but it's the quickest knockout he scored. He was a man on a mission. He was really personally hurt and offended by the remarks made by Team Dubois, by George Fox, Don Charles' son. By Don himself questioned. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was questioning Usyk's faith.
Yes.
Now you could question a lot. You can question his skill, question boxing, or whatever you want. Questioning his faith, bro.
Yeah.
That was something that really hit a chord, and you don't often. Tyson Fury couldn't get to
he tried every head
mentally,
game in the book.
But that one was the one, but it was for the wrong. It had the wrong result. It
Yeah.
made him a very, very dangerous man, and you could see how intense he was on wanting to go out there. And even when he was throwing it early in the fight, when he was throwing counter punches, I've never seen him throw with that kind of, like Mike Tyson used to say, bad intentions.
Yeah, bad intentions. Yeah.
He was throwing with bad intentions.
USYK. Single quotes as greatness goes far beyond boxing. At the peak of his career, he made the bold decision to serve his country when war broke. Out in Ukraine, while others might have retreated to safety, Usyk took responsibility and stood for his homeland. This sacrifice earned him immense respect back home and proved he carries not only the pride of a champion, but the courage of a patriot. From being overlooked by some British fighters and fans to now being globally recognized as a once-in-a-generation talent, Usyk never demanded respect, he earned it with his fists and his heart.
Usyk's involvement in the war began when he enlisted in the Ukrainian Territorial Defense Forces after the Russian invasion. His decision to fight for Ukraine has had a profound impact on the country, making him a symbol of hope and resistance. Usyk's presence on the front lines has boosted the morale of the Ukrainian military and civilian population alike. So this man kept his heavyweight championship, continued to be heavyweight champion, no losses, nothing on his record, and still went and defended his country during war. Given that, you gotta give him the greatest heavyweight fighter of all time. His accolades inside the ring match it. But now that I find this out, that the man was in the front line, and they said that even after the Fury fight, he was keeping in contact with the soldiers, and he was, boosting the morale and boosting his countrymen and raising money for the war, regardless of politics, whether war should be going on or not, and who should be cool and who, it don't matter. The man went to...
Froch openly acknowledged Usyk's steady rise in dominance. With each fight, Usyk appears more refined, physically stronger, and tactically sharper. Froch noted that Joseph Parker would not pose a real threat, given his past losses and vulnerabilities, especially when compared to the challenge Usyk presents. Froch even suggested that Usyk may want to consider retirement soon, given all that he's achieved. He's conquered multiple divisions, defended his titles, and established himself as the best of his era. Facing someone like Moses wouldn't add anything new to his legacy. Froch's take reflects a common sentiment. Usyk has nothing left to prove.
Than what it was when he beat Fury, which I said earlier. He just looks like a big, solid heavyweight, big, solid, dangerous heavyweight. But I'd like to see him retire. He's 38 years old. Eventually, it's going to catch up with him, the age, and there's nothing left to do. He's made an absolute fortune, and he don't need it anymore. He's done it. He's clocked it. He's completed it. It's like he's got the cheat code, and it's like he's not fair on everybody else. So I'd like to see Usyk retire. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see him fight next. Somebody like Moses Atoma, I just don't think is going to be ready. I think if you're managing Moses, you need to take your time with him. You can't be chucking him in there. People say, yeah, chuck him in there with him, fight him, see how he goes. If he gets beat, he's lost to Usyk. But it could destroy his soul. It could take away that young, promising prospect that Atoma is. He could have a good future, and to fight somebody like Usyk now, if he got wiped out and got disheartened, it could be the end of his career. So I just think Usyk now, really, nobody can say anything to Usyk if he retires now after that win. He's done everything there is to do. Fury twice, AJ twice, now Dubois twice. There's nobody else left to beat. He's done it. Usyk should just hang the gloves up. He's been a fantastic addition to the heavyweight division since coming up from cruiserweight. He's been absolutely brilliant, and what he did tonight against Dubois was nothing short of just... He made it look easy, and I don't want to disrespect Daniel Dubois, but he just made it look easy, and he does make rounds look easy, doesn't he? Whoever is in with, whether he's in with Tyson Fury, whether he's in with AJ, he makes it.
Joseph Parker's name continues to circulate as a potential next opponent for Usyk, but few believe it would be a real test. Most see it as a mismatch in both style and experience. Analyst A. Ladipo suggested an alternative, bringing back Derek Chisora for a second bout. His reasoning had less to do with competition and more with entertainment. Chisora is known for turning every fight into an event, regardless of the outcome. His gritty style, raw energy, and promotional flair could create buzz. However, from a competitive standpoint, neither Parker nor Chisora seems equipped to trouble Usyk in his current form.
Then, well, here it is. Here's your world title shot. You're going to fight for a world title, right? But if you're Joseph Parker, and I spoke to Andy Lee, it isn't just a case of fighting for a world title. You want to fight the number one for the world title, and that guy is Oleksandr Usyk. So, yeah, there must be loads of conversations going on right now. Loads of conversations. I did say this the other day, and I don't know, sometimes I'm like, when I was in the ring and I was interviewing Oleksandr Usyk, I was desperate because of my love for Joseph Parker. I was desperate for Joseph Parker to get... I know he got in the ring after, but I'm talking about on the zone. So whilst everyone is still in the stadium and everyone's still tuned in, I was desperate for him to kind of just jump in the ring. I was desperate for him to do it. Chisora was trying to do. So Chisora knows how to play the game. And as much as people are like, what's Chisora doing? Chisora won't get the fight, but that's kind of what you got to do. And I know people are like, well, 1 second, it's not like that. It's ranking. Well, no, it's not though, is it? Because, again, Oleksandr Usyk can vacate the belt. He can say no. You have to kind of do what Daniel Dubois did last time. Daniel Dubois, rightly or wrongly, got in the ring, pissed Usyk off. Usyk's like, okay, we'll fight then. Fuck it. This is what you're doing, dude. We'll fight. And I felt like there was a time where I wanted Joseph Parker to almost nudge me. And I'm telling you now, we're kind of told not to give the mic. I don't know if you see, I always hold on to the mic. I would have given Joseph Parker the mic. And I would like Joseph Parker because there's a mean side to Joseph Parker. I think everyone sees the friendliness. I've seen the mean side. And I wanted Joseph Parker to say, I want my shot. You've been ducking me. All these things might not be true, but do it. Sell it. The crowd would have gone a bit wild, right? Because I think a lot of the crowd want Joseph Parker to get his shot. But that's not what happened. And all of a sudden, you're seeing Jake Paul in the ring doing a face-off. You're seeing all these, and I'm like, Where's Joseph Parker? Where are you, Joseph?
It's no surprise that comparisons between Usyk and Muhammad Ali have started to surface. While their styles differ, the essence of greatness they represent feels familiar. Both possess a level of ring intelligence that transcends natural talent. They don't just throw punches, they use rhythm, misdirection, and strategy to outwit opponents. Usyk's ability to read a fight, adapt, and systematically dismantle challengers mirrors the traits that made Ali a legend. The comparison isn't about fame or legacy, it's about mastering boxing as an art form. Usyk's presence in this era is being felt on a profound level.
Interesting heavyweight division, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of Usyk's performance, where he ranks in the all-time list. I know, everybody was big into their nostalgia, but remember, Soviets were not turning pro until the 90s, and I think that makes a big difference. That's another thing. Heavyweights are bigger. Lefties are more common now, and also the Soviet era of fighters did not start turning pro until the 90s. So the old days, they didn't have to deal with those guys. So a lot of things that also favor Usyk being a GOAT. But of course, man, it's hard to pick against Ali being
Junior expressed genuine surprise at how thoroughly Usyk dismantled Daniel Dubois. Though Dubois is known for his power and size, Jones emphasized that his game plan was far too basic to challenge someone as technically sound and mentally sharp as Usyk. According to Jones, brute force alone is not enough. To beat Usyk, a heavyweight needs more than muscle, they need strategy, intelligence, and constant adaptability. Usyk studies his opponents like a chess master, identifying patterns and exploiting even the smallest habits with surgical precision. Unless a fighter enters the ring with a near-perfect plan, they won't survive. Coming from a legend like Roy Jones, this analysis carries weight. Usyk doesn't just win, he breaks opponents mentally. Anyone who believes power is enough is already setting themselves up to fail. Roy's remarks highlight a deeper truth. Usyk's greatest weapon isn't his fists, it's his mind. What truly separates Usyk from many champions is his mindset. Even after becoming unified champion, he remains grounded. He never approaches a fight as an easy win. His preparation is always intense and focused because he...
Usyk, what did you make of his display against Daniel Dubois last Saturday? It was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was, but it was nothing less than I expected, because if you make a guy quit with a jab, Spencer, you know this, if you make a guy quit with a jab, how is that guy ever going to beat you? You understand me? I mean, that's just what the real facts are. Not that the kid hadn't gotten a little bit better. He got a little more confidence because he had a win over Joshua, which was good, but confidence is just not enough to beat a guy like Usyk. You got to have some technique. You got to have some grit. You can't lose to him with a jab and think you're going to beat him. That's not going to work.
Roy, you was a smaller guy that went up and won the world heavyweight title, one of the only ones to do that from middleweight up to heavyweight. How does someone beat Oleksandr Usyk? Is it the smaller guy? Is it the guy that's coming up in the weight divisions, as opposed to the bigger heavyweights?
No, the bigger guys could beat him, just got to have the right fight plan. None of these guys fight him with the right fight plan. And I'm not going to tell them the right fight plan because that's not my job to do. But you got to have the right fight plan to fight Usyk. If you don't have the right fight plan, he's going to destroy you.
Usyk treats every challenger as a threat. His discipline and mental strength allow him to stay consistent. It's not that he lacks pride, it's that his pride lies in the work, not the result. That work ethic is why his performance remains elite, no matter who he faces. Usyk's transformation from cruiserweight king to heavyweight ruler was more than physical. It was a mental and strategic evolution. He didn't just bulk up, he adapted his entire style without losing what made him special. Defeating Anthony Joshua twice proved that Usyk can outthink and outfight the biggest names in the sport.
What are the dangers that Daniel Dubois brings to you this time?
Daniel, young guy, Daniel dangerous every time because this guy have good punch and good boxing skill, but I must be careful because it's boxing, but I prepare for this fight.
Will you stop him this time, do you think, or will it go 12 rounds?
Listen, I prepare every time on 12th round because we with my coach, with my team, we prepare 12th round. But if I have chance, I do it.
Do you believe you will stop him?
But beyond the ring, what makes him even more admirable is his character. Pausing his boxing career to defend Ukraine during a time of war speaks volumes about his integrity. It's rare to see a champion succeed in both sport and in service of something greater than themselves.
But he must go away and make the adjustments, do some learning. But that can only happen if he can let go of his dad. And I mean, when it comes to the boxing, the fact of the matter is, if his dad was good enough for the job, he would already be in his corner. Oleksandr Usyk, 3-time undisputed champion of the world. There's no doubt in my mind, he takes the #1 spot for pound. And not forgetting, at 2 different weights. And it's not just that, it's the fashion in which he does it. It's clinical. He cleaned up in the amateurs, then the pros. He's just built different. He's been fighting the best, no questions asked, going into the lion's den time and time again. His wins are so clean, he's not in wars, he takes care of business, comes back like he's been to the shops. And amongst all of this, he's been to war. The way he carries himself is impeccable. I couldn't think of a better man, a person, to represent the sport of boxing. He's beaten the best at heavyweight, not once, but twice. AJ, Fury, and now Daniel Dubois. At this point, I just feel he should retire.
If you enjoyed the video and want more world-class boxing insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Boxing Wire, where champions are studied, not just watched.